Have you ever felt like life was just happening to you? Like the world was spinning and you were frozen in time, breathing but suffocating, smiling but secretly breaking, watching life pass by through glass, unable to scream, unable to escape. That's how my childhood felt. I wasn't raised in a home full of warmth and understanding. I was raised around people with chaotic minds and colder hearts, people who smiled in public and broke you in private, where silence screamed louder than words, where love came with terms and conditions, where being vulnerable meant being weak, where being emotional meant being too much. I grew up trying to make sense of a world that didn't make room for sensitivity, a world where people gaslighted and manipulated you and then told you it was love. I was just a girl, but I was already learning that some people use kindness as currency and affection as leverage. I watched narcissists play victims. I saw manipulators cry crocodile tears. I saw how guilt could be weaponized and truth distorted. They made you question your own memory, your feelings, your reality. So I stopped expressing and I started observing. I didn't have the luxury to rebel outwardly, but inside, I was already a rebel, a thinker, a quiet warrior. I started decoding people, not out of curiosity, but out of survival. While most kids played hide and seek, I hid my heart and sought answers. Dark psychology became my safe space. I read about the minds of liars, manipulators, gaslighters. Why do they hurt? Why do they love you today and destroy you tomorrow? And then astrology found me, not for horoscopes, but for human patterns, for soul maps. I learned that a Leo's fire isn't the same as a Pisces tide, that some carry wind in their words and others earth in their silence. And maybe, just maybe, the stars reflect what our masks try to hide. But here's the part no one prepares you for. No matter how much you understand people, it won't stop them from hurting you. You can be the clearest mirror, and they'll still throw stones. You can scream your truth in a room of 100, and maybe 10 will hear, maybe 2 will understand, and maybe 1 will change. So I stopped trying to fix broken systems. I stopped trying to get apologies I'd never receive. That's when I discovered the real power, brain self-control, not suppression, not bottling pain, but soul redirection. Self-control is saying, I see your chaos, but I won't let it become mine. It's knowing not every insult needs a response, not every fight needs a winner, and not every person deserves your inner peace. I've lost my calm too. I've screamed into pillows. I've broken down in silence while the world kept moving. But with time, I found alternatives. I built inner mechanisms. I rewired how I cope. Because this world, it rarely gives you choices, so you make your own. I've loved without being loved back. I've stayed where I should have run. I've trusted smiles that hid swords. But eventually, I reached my breaking point. And in that breaking, I found rebirth. If your love costs your self-worth, it's not love, it's self-destruction. Now I don't chase people. I don't prove myself to skeptics. I don't beg for crumbs of attention, because self-control is sacred. It's protection, it's power. So if you're trapped in someone else's storm, take a step back. You're not blind, you're not broken, you're just awakening. And sometimes the first step to healing is mastering your own reaction. It's not about controlling others, it's about mastering yourself. And that is the art of self-control. Drop a heart in the comments if this story felt like your own. Share this with someone who needs strength today. Subscribe for stories that heal, awaken, and empower your soul.